Hello, welcome. My name is Laura, and today we are going to be looking at the next 6 months ahead for you. So, whenever you are watching this video, this is a timeless reading. So, it will be whatever 6 months is coming up from whatever time you are watching this. So we have our pile number 1 with the blue aventurine, we have our pile number 2 with the septarian, and then we have the pile number 3 with, I believe it's called Prenite. I suddenly have forgotten this one. So with the greenstone. So take a moment, meditate, choose your pile, and I will see you in a second. Timestamps are down below. Just jump to whichever pile you want to go to, and if you are looking for a private reading, that will be linked down below as well, and I would love to do a private reading for you. All right, I will see you in just a sec, and I'll be right back. All right, hello, my lovely pile ones. This is your next 6 months. What energy is coming to you? What's going on? All right, you have study. Let my mind be clear and strong. Let me study well and long. All right, so you are definitely going to be learning something over the next 6 months, whether that be in school or taking a course or taking a training. You are definitely going to be doing some studying. I also feel like if you are no longer in school and you're not looking to learn anything new, like you're not doing any sort of like side study or like other courses or anything like this, it will be more speaking about study in the form of life lessons. Okay, there will be some things that are coming and happening for you that will be that will take a little longer than maybe you want them to take. It's something that you will be putting a lot of time and effort into, but I do feel like it is something that will flourish, something that will bring you what you're looking for. Also, just with this girl here reading the book, I also get the sense that you might just be picking up a lot of books lately. I would recommend getting a library card, like an Audible subscription or listening to podcasts. Like, you're going to be doing a lot of absorbing information over the next 6 months to really set you up for the future, to really, really set you up for the kind of life that you want to live. And you're going to be receiving a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom that you are going to be integrating into your life. And just sort of having this, like, this energy of like, you're learning something new. You're like, you are putting in the time and the effort to learn what you need to learn to really, like, I feel like it's sort of like that, like, change your life type of thing. But there is this sense of, it's something that's going to take that sort of that energy of studying, not just like, oh, like I'm just learning this on the whim, but like this energy of like you're dedicating time to learn. You're dedicating time to receive this information. And it's interesting here, you've got the new moon in Pisces attuned to the divine. So I think this might also deal with like meditation or some sort of just like giving yourself that set aside time. Yeah, that set aside time to step into your power, that set aside time to study and tap in and really get familiar with your, like with yourself and with knowledge and wisdom. You've also got Pisces, and then you have Aries. And so Pisces is at the end of the zodiac, Aries is at the very beginning of the zodiac, and I do feel like this is you stepping into a whole new cycle. You're really going through that transformation energy. You're really allowing things to flow. With the Pisces new moon energy here, you're letting those new intentions come into you. You're tuning into the divine. You're asking what, like sort of how you can be of service to the world, but also like how you can be of service to yourself. You've also got this step into your power with your Aries energy. So I do feel like there's this sense of like this fire being lit under your ass, where you're kind of like, you know what, I've got to just like sit down, study, get it done. I've just got to like go into my zone and just really like be there, be in my energy, be in my flow, and move through that. Okay, this is so funny because you've got Aries and Aries. So you might also have Aries in your chart. It might be like your sun, moon, or rising. It might also be, I'm hearing your North Node. So you could always look up North Node in Aries and see if that resonates for you. If not, that's okay too. But you have cool your emotions, right? So that very, very fiery energy. Don't get frustrated if you don't master whatever it is you're working on over the next 6 months. If you're like, I'm not getting it, that's okay. It is a practice. It is a process. You are not meant to be perfect at everything right away. I feel like you might be very similar to me in this case, where it's like, if you're not naturally gifted at it, you're kind of like, I'm not doing it. That's something that I've really been working on over the last couple of years, to just allow myself to be bad at things, allow myself to mess up, allow myself to fail, allow myself to make mistakes. Because it's like, yeah, but with this cool your emotions here, it's like, I feel like you can very, very quickly get very, very, upset or angry or mad, or like, oh, I'm not getting it. Why am I not getting it? I should be better at this. And this is where this is why this like study energy came through in this card, is because you're going to be having that energy of learning something new that does take time. It does take a practice. It's not something that immediately you're going to be like, I'm the best at it. I'm a prodigy. I'm the perfect violinist. I don't know why violin came through, but like, you're not meant to be perfect at it right away. You're meant to like take your time, have those moments, let yourself sit with it, let yourself learn. So over the next 6 months, be really, really gentle with yourself. As you are learning this and developing these new skills, you are not meant to get it right the first time, okay? I feel like I need to grab another deck. You know what? We had cool your emotions, so we're going to look at some of those emotions right now. See what's coming up, see what's coming through. All right, what emotions are going to be coming up for you? What do we need to know about? Oh, here we go. All right, so you have got ashamed and proud, okay? So this is definitely something that you might be feeling a little bit like ashamed around, the fact that it is taking you a little longer than you thought it would take you to like achieve this goal, achieve the success that you're looking for. But you will be flipping from that ashamed into that proud, okay? You will be shifting out of that, like that shame and the feelings of being ashamed, and you will be proud. You will be like, once you're done, like I said, going through it all, graduating from it, whether there's like an actual graduation ceremony or not. And for some of you, there might actually be like graduating high school, graduating university, graduating from a course or something like this. I also hear for some of you, there's like motherhood is coming through. So it's sort of like this thing of like, you're feeling like, oh my God, like I can't believe it. But it's like, yeah, there's this sort of like, you're stepping into your power. You're stepping into that power of, in 6 months, is sort of like, you'll be getting a better handle on whatever's causing you a lot of stress right now and whatever you're feeling ashamed about. You've also got concerned and reassured, okay? So just allow this to be a reassurance that you are going to get everything that you want. You are going to make it through, even if it is taking you a little while to learn it, to study it, to understand it. It is going to be coming through, okay? And it just keeps coming back to this energy of like, you don't have to be perfect at it right away. You're allowed to mess up. You're allowed to make, yeah. So you have misunderstand and perceptive. So you're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to misunderstand things. You're allowed to sort of have this energy of like, of not getting it right away. It just keeps coming through. It's like something is going to reveal itself over the next 6 months that you're not going to understand at first, because you don't have the reference points to understand it, okay? And this is where this perceptive is coming through. You're used to knowing everything. You're used to being the one that everybody turns to. You're used to being super, super perceptive. And this is actually asking you to like release this idea that, again, that you have to know everything before you begin, okay? It's sort of like, just start now and you will figure it out. You will learn it. You will understand it once it's meant to come through, okay? Yeah, so moving out of the ashamed, the concerned, and the misunderstood into the proud, reassured, and perceptive, okay? All right. What do you need to know about the next 6 months? What do you need to know about the next 6 months? What do you need to know about the next 6 months? Okay. Okay, here we go. This is suddenly starting to make sense. You want this one too? Okay, yeah. So you're leaving something behind. I feel like also, if any of you are like stepping into the entrepreneurial world, or you are an entrepreneur, or you sort of like, you have your own business, you're starting your own like product line or something like this, there's something that you're moving away from, that you might be burning some bridges as you step into this new identity of yours. But you're definitely having this, it's going to take you some time, but you are going to master your money. I feel like this might also be like what you're studying is like how to create the flow of income, how to work with clients, like how to, it's almost like there's this energy of like you're stepping into the real world. And like this doesn't matter how old you are. You may be like 18 going on 19, you may be like 29 going on 30, you may be like 30 going on 40, 50 going on 60, whatever. Like you're having this moment though of where you're stepping into the real world and you're actually beginning to like take your finances seriously. And over the next 6 months, you're going to be seeing the results of leaving behind like the toxic spending habits or like the negative belief systems. You're going to be really having this turnaround effect of being able to understand and work with your finances, which is stepping into this King of Pentacles energy, knowing how to make money, knowing how to spend your money, knowing how to like make more money. You're really beginning to have this grasp on your finances as well as like your sense of security and safety. Yeah, and this is bringing in a victory, okay? This is bringing in something that you're winning at. So like we had said, like we had talked about like maybe you don't understand or you don't know, like you're working on it. This is definitely bringing about this victory. Like there's sort of this like energy of like you're coming home to your true self, like tapping into that divine energy. You're coming home to your soul. You're coming home to being able to express yourself and no longer have that like feeling of being ashamed of the ability to make money, okay? Or like bringing in money. And there's also this if you have any limiting belief systems around making money, take a look at them and release them, okay? That might also be what you're studying over the next little while, is like really diving into your belief systems and seeing where your beliefs benefit you and where they are stopping you, okay? This is also coming through this 10 of Wands. It's like, don't get in over your head with too many things at once. Focus on one thing, study it, master it, move on to the next, okay? You don't need to do a million things. Like, just... There's this funny energy sometimes, especially if you're like an entrepreneur or even just like with anything, where there is sort of this like you have to do everything all at once. And it's like, no, just start with one thing and then move forward. And even if you're a manifesting generator, because I feel like my human design people will be like, but I'm meant to do a million things. You are allowed to do a million things, but still have one main focus. Okay? It's not this like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes people get caught up and they're like, well, I'm a multitasker. And it's like, great, be a multitasker, be in your magic, but allow yourself to have one focused, right? So like everything that you're multitasking is still aiming towards that one focus so that you're not being blinded on where you're going. Like you need to have that future vision of yourself to figure out where you're going. So what is this future vision that you're bringing into being? Let's do that. What are you bringing into being? Okay, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, yeah, this is hilarious. Okay, so you are kind of doing it all. You are kind of getting all the things done. Yeah, and you're leaving behind the old. Okay, so this is funny. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune, and it's like, yeah, you're having this moment of things coming together, things sort of like you're driving in a new direction is what I'm seeing. You're driving in this new direction, but you're also, again, you're balancing all the different parts of yourself. You're balancing all of the different facets of yourself. You're pulling in all of the things that you have been studying for so long to be able to be like, okay, well, I've mastered this, moving that forward. I've mastered this, moving it forward. You're pulling in all these parts of yourself to allow yourself to have that forward authentic identity, to have that forward motion, to have that stepping in your power as you're bringing all of those things forward. I also feel like you might be leaving some friendships behind that aren't healthy for you. So just be aware of that. If people leave your life, or if things just start like falling off or dropping off and you're like, oh my God, like what have I done? Like, why is this happening? Like, or like what went wrong? Sometimes things are just meant to exit your life so that other things can come in. So if you do have people leaving your life, that's okay. All right. Like that is okay if people end up leaving your life. You have authenticity. Who I truly am is good indeed. I am authentic in thought, word, and deed. Okay? So you are authentic. You are bringing in this authentic energy. I don't want to cover anything. They're all so pretty. I don't like it over there. We'll put it over here. So there is this level of like, you're bringing in your authentic self. And we talked about like releasing those old belief systems, right? So it's like really having that like, yeah. Really having that authentic connection to yourself and your audience. I do feel like you're shifting something in your career, which is why I'm talking about like clients and entrepreneurship. because there does seem to be this like this connection to that's coming through. You also have grace, okay? So grace, blessings come to me to set me free, okay? Also, this is talking, we have these like the three women here. And I'm getting this sense of like, yeah, some of your friends are leaving. Let them leave with grace, okay? If someone wants to exit your life, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a friend, I'm also hearing like sibling, family. If there's something going on and someone wants to leave your life, let them leave with grace. Okay, or if you want to leave someone's life, let yourself leave with grace, okay? It doesn't have to be this big explosion of like, like the cool your emotions. It doesn't have to be this big explosion of like burning everything down. Just allow yourself to like exit peacefully. Just be like, thank you so much for being a part of my life. Thank you so much for the role that you've played. I'm moving on, okay? There's also the misunderstand here. So you had misunderstand or misunderstanding. So yeah, allow yourself to shift your perspective or the way that you're perceiving the situation. Moving out of like, this is, I don't know, like there's just sort of this message that's coming through of like, oh my God, like why is this happening? Like I don't understand, like everything was going so good, everything was going so right, like what the fuck just happened? And it's very much like, this is funny. I put it over the divine. It's like the universe, the divine, your higher self, whatever you believe in, has removed these situations, these people, these moments, these things that you thought were an opportunity that maybe fell through, whatever it is like it's removed the things out of your life that to make space for what you're actually calling in. Okay? So if things are being removed, let them be removed, because honestly, like, they're not helping you. Okay? Like the things that were in the way are not helping you. Moving it out of the way is what's going to help you move through this shift, okay? What else is going on? What else is going on? What else is going on? All right. Can we have a little bit more information about this shift or what's being removed from their life right now? Thank you. Okay. So we have Aquarius. This could be someone in your, like you may have Aquarius in your chart, or someone else may have Aquarius in this chart, or their chart. But originality, philanthropy, and progressive imaginings, okay? And then we also have Capricorn, again, your chart, their chart, no chart, doesn't matter. Ambition, realism, and methodical steps. Okay, this is summarizing just everything that we were just talking about. You, again, going into this authenticity, this originality, you are creating, I believe, some type of career. Okay, you are building your career, you are building your life, you are building something that takes really big ambition. It takes a lot of methodical steps, which is why you have the studying, which is why it's coming through with this, like you're working on your money, you're working on your beliefs, you're learning new systems, you're learning new foundations. This is what's coming through, this like structure. And there's like this little sand timer in the top. This is something that you cannot rush. Okay, this is going to happen in its own sweet divine timing, and I know it's super annoying, but like certain things, and this is where this like is removing stuff from your life, like certain things have to be shifted out of the way so that you can bring in that next thing, okay? You've also got like with the Aquarius, because like the water bearer, we've got the cups moving. Again, it's that flow, okay? And we also have the Pisces over here. It's all about that flow energy. It's all about like allowing things to shift out and new things to shift in and everything to happen in its own divine timing. You cannot rush this. You are not meant to rush this. This is where it's like you want it to happen so much faster, but it's going to take time. It's going to take study. It's going to take practice, okay? Okay. Next 6 months. Okay, you've got belladonna visions, caution, guidance, clarity, and stand firm, okay? Hold this vision that you're working towards, even if everybody else around you is like, you can't make it work, like whatever, like give yourself 6 months. Give yourself 6 months to really dedicate to this dream, to this vision, to this goal, to this career, this job. I don't feel like it's necessarily a relationship, but like it might, I don't don't feel like it's a relationship. But this job, this really dedicate 6 months of your time to work on it. Give yourself 6 months to really fully give it your all, give it your everything. Like, it's work harder than you've ever worked, but it's not like, don't overwork yourself, right? Like, I don't want you to think that this means you have to go out and like work extra. It's not about working harder. I guess it's about like working smarter, learning more. Closing circle, pure intent, sacred doors, timing, experience. We talked about this with the timing, right? And things closing, doors closing, new doors opening. The other thing too here with the Belladonna visions is the clarity, okay? You need to get really clear, and this is like the methodical steps with this Capricorn energy, also the progressive imaging, like getting really clear. And that's the other thing too, removing the distractions, getting clear on where you're going, getting clear on your vision. So you may have this thing, we're just going to do this like super high up, super broad, but it's like, you're like, I want a new job. Cool. You want a new job. What type of job do you want? What type of people do you want to be working for or with? Yeah, you've got soul alignment, release, and protection down here. But like, what type of clients do you want to work with? What type of hours do you want to work? What type of money do you want to be receiving? Like, from there, like, how many days a week do you want to work? How many, if you are doing like an entrepreneurship thing, and if you are doing sort of like a service-based thing or a product-based thing, like how many products do you want to sell a day, a month, a week? What type of products do you have? How much time are you spending on creating those projects? Or if you're doing like a service, like how many hours do you want to be actually working with clients? And then how many hours do you want to be working on like marketing and advertising and like bringing people in? So it's like getting so clear on what systems you need to have in place, okay? Like what methodical steps you need to bring in, and then standing firm to those boundaries that you're setting for yourself, okay? What expectations are you setting? And I also want you to ask yourself, like, are these realistic expectations? Not that you can't go and like shoot for the moon, like by all means, shoot for the moon, okay? I love it when we go big, like go big. But it's like, if you're expecting to go from making $0 to making like $60 million, that's a little bit of a giant jump. Okay? So it's like, can we create those steps in between? Can we have those like steps in between of how to get there? Can we create a plan and then follow through on it? But I do feel like there are some things, just with like the pure intent, the caution, the standing firm. I think I said it somewhere over here at the beginning too. There may be some people who like don't necessarily believe you. Put them on mute, put them on silent. Like, you don't have to like you can energetically block them and just be like, I'm not receiving your energy. Like, thank you, goodbye. I send it back to you. But there may be some people that like you just have to like, for right now, just be like, hey, like mom, dad, brother, Joe, whoever, just be like, yo, for right now, thank you so much for your input, but I'm going to give this 6 months. I'm going to give it 6 months to fail or succeed, and it's going to succeed. Okay, because again, you're putting in that time, you're putting in that work, but like, take care of yourself also. Don't burn out. Don't burn out. And then we get the sun card. Drawing down the sun, wildfire, divine masculine, magnificence, and witness. Okay, I think this might also have to do with, I love how this is sort of like a mini business session, but like, this also feels very much like you have that connection to the divine, you have that guidance, you have that clarity, you have the authenticity, you have that very feminine flow. You're very like in that flow. This might be, and this is where this like King of Pentacles come in, like creating those structures and those foundations, those baseline systems that you need to support your business. And I'm just going to keep going with this being a business, because I do feel like you're creating a business in this. So it's like moving into those more like divine masculine structures and that action taking, okay? Pulling in that energy from the sun, pulling in that fire energy, pulling in that like the structures, the foundations. Like, okay, if you're working online, like, do you have a website? Do you have a point of sale? Are people able to sell to like, or buy your products or buy your services? Or are you strictly doing like everything just like, oh, like send me a message, like whatever, right? Like, and I'm literally calling myself out here, because I'm still working on my structures and foundations. But like, this is very much that energy of like, get those systems in place so people can pay you. Okay, you want to have that $60 million a year? Let's put the systems in place so that that money can start flowing through. Okay. All right. Any last messages for pile 1? Okay, so you have got Bridget, you are the healer. Okay, so you very much might be starting like an energy practice business. Okay, but also like, can we just talk about the fire in her hair? We talked about like we just talked about fire magic and like the fire that's coming off of her. The like, this is like the power that she's like, I love it. So you are the healer, okay? So it's like you can solve all of your problems. You just have to give yourself the time and the grace to be able to like bring all of this to fruition and not expect it to happen like immediately. You've also got Rihanna, inner strength. We've got this horse energy here, which is like forward momentum. I also just like the fire, like the red hair. Yeah, and then you have like Aries energy over here. You've got the red over here. So there's a lot of fire energy coming through. You have the strength to do this. You have the energy to do this. You have the tools to do this. You just have to give yourself the time to do this. You've also got Lilith, face your shadow, okay? We talked about that at the very beginning. If there are any limiting belief systems, if there's any limiting belief, any limiting belief systems, in you, in your mind, in your body, in your soul, in your energy fields, if there's any limiting beliefs or things or like naysayers or anything like that, silence those naysayers, whether they're yourself or other people. Face that shadow of like where you think that you're not allowed to have success or where you think that you're not allowed to make mistakes, because we did talk about that at the beginning too, but like figure out where those shadows are and forgive them and let them go. Shift out of that being ashamed into that being proud, okay? And then we've got, I'm going to say this wrong, but Amasaru, no more hiding, okay? This also talks about if you are starting a business, this is asking for you to actually make it public, okay? This is the other thing too, is you might be studying like how to start a business, how to have a job, how to da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You just need to start doing it. You just need to put all of those action steps into place, okay? You just need to have that masculine energy that's coming through here and just start putting those steps. Don't stop waiting for like the right time and just start taking action. I think that's the mic drop moment at the end there. Like just start, yeah, that's sort of it. That I feel like that closes it off. It's like you've been working on this. Actually take that work, all that energetics that you've been doing, and actually like put it out into the world. Like, there you go, here you go, have it, take it, but also having that like that foundation to hold the money that you're going to be receiving, because you do have that potential to be that King of Pentacles, to receive all that money that you want to be receiving, by being your authentic self. So. All right, if you have any questions, please let me know. If this resonated, drop a comment down below. I love hearing from you. I love reading your comments. And if you do want a personal session, please reach out and we can definitely set that up and dive deeper into any of this. If you are also looking for any spiritual mentoring or coaching, I also do that as well. And I will hopefully have links down below, because again, I'm also working on my structures and foundations. But yeah, anyways, I will talk to you next time and see you later. Bye. Alert. Hello, my pile numbers 2s. I am Laura. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is your reading for what is coming your way over the next 6 months. Also just with the Septarian crystal that you have chosen here. I just want to talk about dragon energy, because this crystal always reminds me of dragon energy. And so yeah, you may have connections to the dragon realms and you may be tapping into those in today's reading. We will see what comes up. But if you feel a connection to dragons, then this is probably the reading for you. All right, so you have Harvest. As the waves of the ocean are infinite, as the trees in the forest grow tall, let my work now bring me a harvest. I am ready to receive my all. I love this. Also, this feels like such a beautiful continuation of pile number 1. So if you were drawn to pile number 1 and pile number 2, you might be on some sort of like fast track of moving through everything. But you are definitely going to be reaping the rewards that you have been carrying, or everything that you've been sort of like working towards, everything that you've been putting into motion. you will be reaping the harvest of that. Now, I also do want to mention, because this is sort of coming through, if you haven't been putting the things into place, that's also what you will be reaping, right? Like, you reap what you sow. So if you've been putting in a lot of work over the previous 6 months, you will be receiving that. If you haven't been, you're not really going to receive anything, right? You'll receive something, just maybe not exactly what you want. And for whatever reason, that felt like it had to come out. So for some of you, this might be like you're getting everything that you want. And for some of you, it might be like nothing's growing. And it's like, because you haven't put in the work. Okay. We have Pisces in reverse. So yeah, you might be dealing with a little feeling of like being out of flow. That's just what's coming through. But you've got intimacy, intuition, and compassion. You've got the 6th house, establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details. And then you've got house 7, profound relationships, intimacy, and romantic partnership. Okay. This is very, very interesting. Because like when the harvest first came through, and just because of like the energy that I was just in for pile 1, I was like, this is the job. This is like they're receiving their payment, they're receiving their harvest, they're like receiving that dough. We're shifting. We're like, no, we're going over here. Because this is just this. It's like, you know how I was like, some of you are getting what you want, some of you are not. Like, there's sort of like, almost like, there was like 2 readings coming through. I now understand why, because it's like, you might have been for the last like 6 months so focused on your career that you're getting all that career stuff. And now that you're getting all that career stuff, everything's sort of like coming through, you're putting everything out, like you're getting that dough, you're getting that money, you're getting that bread. What is with all of these like dough, bread, like what is that? But anyways, some of you might be a baker. But with that energy of you're getting all the money, you're getting what you're looking for, it's almost like you sort of neglected your relationships a little bit. And I don't want to sound harsh, but it's coming through. There's sort of this energy of your relationships maybe have not been the main focus. So over the next, like the new 6 months, the 6 months that are now coming, you might be like shifting your focus to bring in that relationship that you're looking for, or nurture those relationships that you already have. Am I recording? Yes, I am. Okay, I just suddenly had this thing of like, you're not recording, but I am. I need to get like, am I recording on a t-shirt? Because it's like the one thing I say in every reading. So yeah, so you've got 7th house, you've got the 2 birds. There's also like something, there's also this energy of like, if you are in a relationship already, whether that be like family, friends, romantic relationship, there's a heaviness, not a heaviness, but there is a potency here for romantic relationships. You might also be in separation with your partner. Okay. So if some of you are like have gone through a breakup or something like that, this might also resonate with that. You might be calling a relationship in, or you might just be feeling distant from your current partner. I'm also going to be focusing on this as a romantic relationship because I do feel like it's a romantic relationship. If that doesn't resonate with you, choose one of the other piles, or just put all of this in the context of friends, family, career, whatever, because you can do that. You can take it and apply it to your situation. I feel like there's some distance, so whether that be a breakup, or whether that just be or you're just having distance, or you're single and there's no one on the horizon, there is this energy of over the next 6 months that's going to be changing. You're going to be working on your relationships, your relationship with self as well. You're going to be bridging that gap. You're going to be creating those strong structures and foundations, which is so funny, establishing a foundation. But right now you're sort of like, you're going through the mountains, okay? Like you're in the middle of the mountains, you're climbing the mountain, you're kind of like, oh my God, like when am I ever going to get fresh air? When am I going to have that, like that calm, that foundation, that structure? When am I going to have that moment of like a break, a moment of a pause? You feel like you're constantly having this like uphill battle, and it's like, it's coming. Okay, it is coming over the next 6 months. You're going to be stepping into that new energy. You're going to be breaking through those clouds. You're going to be having that, like, reaching the top of the mountain, reaching everything that you want, reaching those goals, having those profound relationships, that intimacy, that romantic partnership. You are going to be having that coming through. It's going to take a little longer than you want it to. With the 6th house here, we have, again, that establishing foundations that we talked about, the health, the daily life, your practical details. I'm also getting the sense of, like, how you fix your relationship or mend your relationship or call in and bring in that relationship is through your daily habits. It's through your daily life. It's through the details. It's through your rituals, your practices, bringing in like a gratitude practice, a meditation practice, hold on, let's give this to you. I feel like you're kind of that pile that like you need to have it be like so freaking obvious that there's no room for interpretation. Like you just need it to be like straight up, like give me the facts, give me the drama, give me the like, give me what I'm supposed to do and I will do it, but otherwise I have no freaking idea what I'm supposed to be doing. So what is pile number 2 supposed to be focusing on for the next 6 months in their daily practice? Okay, so starting us off, we have your vibration and your inner sun, okay? So this is really, really cool because, yeah, this is like, there's so much that we could talk about, like with vibration. We could do like a whole reading just on your vibration, just on the energy of like raising your frequencies. It's actually super funny because I am launching a 4-month group program in September called Emotional Alchemy, which is all about raising your vibration. So like if you want that, let me know. Shameless self-promotion right there. But like I'm just like, this is literally what, because I'm like, there's so much that we can talk about in raising your vibration. But that's one of the things, is like raising your vibration, getting your thoughts clear on what you want. Moving away from that like victim of your previous stories, like moving out of the like all men are shit, or like all girls are shit, or like all relationships sucks, everything's going to end in heartbreak, to being like, I am 1 in a million and I am attracting in my perfect partnership. Just changing those thoughts, like releasing those old thought patterns around how it's not going to work out, and shifting into that, like, I am the creator of my own reality, so I am choosing to call in my perfect mate, my perfect partner, having that romantic energy, that intimacy, that intuition, that compassion that I'm looking for. And you've also got the inner sun. So yeah, being your own power source, being your own creator, being in that energy and that frequency, that vibration of attraction, right? You've also got ground yourself with the rainbow here, with all the roots down here, with like the meditating. I do feel like meditation would be a really, really good thing for you to tap into if you wanted. But I know that for some people, like, I have only just recently really, really dedicated to my meditation practice. And I used to sort of always be that person who was like, there's so many different ways to meditate. It doesn't have to be like sitting there cross-legged with your hands in like the Om position. But it's like I've recently got to this point in my life where now that is my meditation practice. Like my meditation used to be card readings. It used to be dancing. It used to be walking. It used to be painting, like journaling. Like all of these things are a form of meditation. So you can do those as well. Like anything that makes you happy, that raises your energy, makes you feel good, can be a meditation. But I do feel like there is this benefit to like sitting down and really, really like actually like sitting and meditating, whether it's in silence or whether you're doing a guided meditation. I really love, there's a couple different apps. So there is Insight Timer, which is completely free and has like millions and millions of meditations that you could follow. There is also the Mind Valley app. There's tons with that. There's also, I can't even think of it anymore. You can also just go on YouTube, just like type in meditation, right? Like you can do like, sacral meditation or solar plexus meditation, or I am getting with like the relationship stuff like that, like sacral and solar plexus would be really, really good for you to work through and clear through, because that is all like your sensuality, sexuality, relationships. Also like heart chakra a little bit too, because like we are talking about love. There's also self-pleasure, okay, or pleasure with a partner, pleasure with yourself. That's magical, that's wonderful. Healing any, working with any like trauma that you have around relationships, sensuality, sexuality would be really, really good for you. And sound healing. Yeah, so there is some massive like, hold on. There is some massive, like, you're going through all the energy centers, okay? Rainbows, 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 rainbows. There's a lot of opening up and expanding your energy field to call in what you are looking for, calling in the type of behavior that you want, calling in the person that you want, calling in the love that you want, and allowing yourself to also bring that love in for yourself, okay? Oh my God, I can't make this up. You've got Aphrodite, eternal love, okay? Like calling in that love for yourself. Like this is... yeah, you're bringing in, yeah. And you've got Artemis, brave spirit. So for some of you, this is really going to be a test of your bravery, and you have the strength to bring in, to bring that in. Okay. I also feel like the Harvest and Artemis are like deeply, deeply connected here. Because like Harvest is like gathering together like food or collections or whatever, and then Artemis is also like goddess of the hunt. So it's like you're having that, like, what are you doing when you're hunting? Like you're bringing home something to eat, right? Like you're bringing home that harvest or that hunt. So it's like you can go after and get what you want, or you can bring it in and attract it to you. You've also got Thoth, divine masculine. So yeah, there's definitely this energy of healing the divine masculine energies in your life. Yeah. I'm like, I want to put this somewhere else. I don't know. We'll put you there. I like you. So yeah, I feel like I'm like stumbling over my words here in a way, but it's also just because like there's sort of like, I can't tell you how to approach your relationships, especially because this is a group reading. It's like, I want to be sensitive and aware of like, some people have very, very legit, I mean like any trauma, any pain is legit, but some people have really, really deep rooted fears and hurt with relationships, and it's like that's something that's so personal on so many levels. So I don't want to generalize in this and just be like, oh, just like do an affirmation, you're like attracting your calling, or like attracting your person, because I feel like this goes so much deeper. I feel like this is something that you've been working on for a really, really long time, but it's like, keep holding that vision, keep holding that trust in love. This also, like when I picked up, it sort of like, it didn't pick up with the rest of the pile, so I'm taking it. You've got the Six of Swords. So you're leaving behind the past and you're moving into a new future. And it's also funny because we were talking about the next 6 months, and this is Six of Swords, right? So it's like you do have that energy of moving into somewhere, and this also brings in that energy of someone helping you move through this, okay? So whether that be like working with like a goddess energy or like a god energy, working with the divine, working with yourself, working with a therapist, working with a spiritual leader, spiritual healer, working with cards, working with meditation, right? Working with a sound person. Like, this also talks about like getting that assistance, getting that help if you do need it, having those people come through for you. Right. I don't feel like they need to be reversed. They were just reversed, and sometimes I will read reversed and sometimes I won't. This is one of those times where I'm like, it doesn't feel like it needs to be reversed. So you have got Nine of Wands. Okay. What are you defending? What are you defending for, and what are you defending against? Okay. Take a look at your belief systems and see if your belief systems are helping you or harming you. Because I do feel like some of you have these belief systems in place where you feel like you're protecting yourself, but you're actually just perpetuating this harmful narrative that actually hurts you in the long run. Okay. Let things be brand new. Okay, you've got Ace of Wands. So I would invite you to take a pause, take a moment to just set everything else aside. Set everything else aside and just focus on yourself for the next 6 months, because I feel like it won't be like the full 6 months. I feel like this relationship is coming in, but for the first like month or so, give yourself that time to just focus on you. Focus on that self-love. Focus on that eternal love. Focus on healing any of the past, healing any of those old trigger points. Because this is the thing, is like, expand into your imagination. Expand into like, if everything went my way, if everything was magical, if everything was amazing, if there was no hurt and there was no harm and there was no, like, if I could just have absolutely anything I wanted, be whoever I wanted, just really just be healthy, happy, healed, wealthy, joyful, whatever, like your biggest expanded vision of yourself, and then your biggest expanded vision of this relationship that you're manifesting. If you could just allow to let go of all the old stories, what story would you be telling yourself? Because I feel like that's the energy, that's the vibration that you need to step into, is the I am letting go of everything that's happened, all of my preconceived notions, all of the past, all of my perceptions of how it has to happen, how long it has to take, how it needs to be coming about, who it needs to be coming from. This also might be releasing someone that you think is like a soulmate or a twin flame, but you're in separation. You're like, why isn't it working? Like, if we just get our shit together, that person is not meant to be with you. Because if they were meant to be with you, they would be with you. Okay? So let go of the trauma bond. Let go of the wound mate, so you can actually find someone who like fills your soul up, who actually fills your life up, who actually makes you feel good. Let go of the person who is like this, like the trauma bond, the wound mate. Let that go to actually allow that love to come in, to allow that person who will love everything about you exactly as you are, and let that in. Okay? The person who won't make you second guess yourself, the person who won't hurt you. And yes, we will hurt ourselves in the sense of like, we are always on some level going to be going through this like energy of being like hurt, or being like, we're going to have disagreements, we're going to have upsets, we're going to have like whatever, right? Like, we're going to have these moments of maybe not feeling like it's the best thing, or maybe like we are going to hurt people. But it's like, there's also this level of like, if someone is causing you so much hurt and so much misery and so much pain, like, there's only so many lessons that you can learn with someone before you just have to go like, yo, this is straight up abusive, like this is toxic, and move beyond it. Okay? I also feel like that's sort of really harsh, but if someone needs to listen to this. Or someone like needs to hear this. So if it's not for you, let it go. But if it's for you, listen to it. Okay. This is interesting. So I've actually never used these cards in a reading, so this is my first time. So this is Apple. Longevity, perfection, beware of temptation, pay attention to the details, ripe opportunities, desire for knowledge, heightened emotions about the future, successful education, and parental influence. So this is very, very interesting. So there's this message here of like, with the longevity and the perfectionism. So it's like, on some level, you want everything to be perfect before you dive into it. It's almost like there is a difference between going into, if I could have everything I want, what would it look like? And having this very, very set, rigid, like, expectation of, like, it has to show up exactly like this, exactly this person, at exactly this time, and exactly this way, or else I don't want it. Which doesn't allow something better to come. It doesn't allow that flexibility to happen, okay? So let go of the perfectionism. And also the beware of temptations is sort of this, like, notice when something's coming that maybe isn't really what you're actually asking for, but you're like, but it's in such a pretty package. Like, if this, like, let's say that this, like, super gorgeous, attractive guy comes to you, and he's like, oh my God, like, I want to be friends with benefits, but you want a full-time relationship. But you're like, but he's so pretty, maybe I can change him, maybe I can help. Like, no. Okay? No. Like, beware of temptation, okay? Like, get really, really clear on the relationship that you want. So when a relationship shows up that's not fully what you want, you can be like, you know what, thanks, but no thanks. Like, this isn't it. Or if you're like, yeah, I'm going to entertain this for a little while, that's okay. But, like, be aware of, like, not mistaking it for something else. Like, know when it's a temptation. Know when it's not actually what you're asking for, okay? You've also got coin purse, so abundance, wealth, new job opportunities, career growth, a need to pay attention to savings, budget wisely, positive increases, smart investments, and new collections. Okay, so yeah, like I said at the very beginning of this, like you're getting your dough, you're getting your money, you're getting your coin, right? So it's like, let yourself bring in that wealth and use that as evidence that you can also bring in a romantic relationship that's exactly how you want it, because you're bringing in that wealth. You've also got rolling pin, so optimism about a new project, flowing creativity, family reunions, be mindful not to rush, proactivity, and spreading yourself too thin. Okay, so don't rush into the very next like person that shows up. Like, this is not, you don't have to, you get to choose. Okay, like you are the prize. Okay, so it's like, if someone shows up and they're not what you're looking for, that's okay. Let it go. Let it roll by. Let it be like, thank you so much, I'm waiting for what's next. But also don't get, I feel like there's sort of this like, don't get stuck in those old stories of like how it's never going to work, or like, oh, it's too good to be true, I can't take it, right? You've also got bench. So heart-to-heart communication, rest and relaxation, wait and see, difficult decisions, sharing with others, time to initiate action, relief coming soon, and a desire for new adventures. So this is sort of like this like energy of like, sit down and allow things to come to you, right? So like, I don't chase, I attract. But being aware of what you're attracting, okay? Having a heart-to-heart communication with yourself, okay? Bringing in, like, letting things arrive in their due time, but also taking the action on your end so that you're prepared when those things show up, when those situations arise. So, like, let's say your soulmate shows up tomorrow, your perfect ideal mate shows up tomorrow. Are you ready to welcome them into your life? Are you going to project onto them your like asshole ex who treated you like shit, or are you going to be able to see them for who they are, right? So right now, some of this like this time period of this waiting, this allowing this harvest to come to fruition, is because you're healing the inner wounding, okay? You're healing the inner wounds of old relationships so that you can, ow, I just got a paper cut. How the frick did that happen? Ew. You're healing those inner wounds. Yeah. You're moving from the hurt. It's calling itself weakness, but it's not a weakness. You're moving from that hurt into that strength, right? And we had that brave spirit. That's the inner strength that we're talking about. That's coming forward. The really, you stepping up and saying, hey, I deserve better. I am getting better. I am receiving better. And I'm no longer settling for less. I'm no longer settling for mediocre. Okay? Yeah, if you're feeling really discouraged in your love life right now, this is a time to nurture yourself. This is your time to nurture yourself. This is the time to be like, hey, I am willing to receive this love from myself first before I receive it from someone in the outside world. And just how quickly it will turn around of when you're really, really, truly loving yourself. Because I can hear it. Some of you are like, I've been doing this for so long. I've been loving myself for so long. Like, I'm just always perpetually single. And I'm just loving myself constantly. And it's never working. It's not bringing in the relationship. Those are the stories that you need to throw them out. Okay? Throw them out that way. My window's that way. So I like to throw stuff out my window. Anyways, you have got Voodoo roots, respect, survival, liberation, and freedom. Okay. This is also about those limiting belief systems that we were talking about, right? This is where, what are your survival mechanisms and what is your liberation to freedom? Okay. This is where you're getting free of those old limiting your old limiting thoughts, and also respecting yourself and your boundaries, okay? This is, again, if that fuckboy comes in and he's like, I just want friends with benefits, but you're waiting for a relationship, say, no, thank you. No, thank you. You're not for me. I don't care how attractive and gorgeous you are. No, I'm looking for a relationship. This is not what I'm looking for. I'm not trying to change you. I'm going to wait until my person shows up. I'm going to wait for that relationship, okay? Stop entertaining things that you don't actually want in your life. I'm getting annoyed, but it's okay. It's just the energy that's coming through is now. Like, I'm just like, but that also might be because you're getting annoyed with me. It's okay. You've also got Banya blessings. I might be saying that wrong. Security, the hermit, expansion, and stability. What were we just talking about? The saying goodbye, the saying no to the things you don't want. Okay, so you're going to be giving yourself your own security. Okay, you're moving out of survival into security. You're also giving yourself some of that hermit time, some of that being alone time, some of that like working on yourself, saying no to the relationships that you don't actually want so that you can bring in the relationships that you do want. And this is the expansion and stability, right? Expanding that sacral center, expanding that solar plexus, expanding that heart chakra, giving yourself the love and respect that you deserve so that you're not accepting less from other people. Okay? Final messages. I feel like that was it. I feel like that's it. If you want a reading on like who this relationship is or like something like that, like drop a comment down below and let me know. But yeah, I kind of feel like this is it. This is like the next 6 months are you to really get like to work on yourself, get clear on yourself, calling in that relationship. That relationship for a lot of you, I think in the next 6 months, you will bring in that relationship, right? But you have to let go of everything that's not matching up with the vision that you have of what this relationship is going to be. And anywhere that like you're holding on to the old stories of how relationships suck, those are like, you just gotta let them go. If it's like, oh, your parents got divorced so love can never happen, that's a story that's gotta go, right? And really tapping into that eternal love that we talked about and that brave spirit, being brave enough to allow yourself to receive that harvest. Yeah. Okay. Also, at the beginning, I talked about the dragon energy with this stone. You can literally call on like dragon energy to just burn all these belief systems away. If you're like, I don't want to do the work. Call on some dragons. Like, I do feel like each of you have that power. If you want a video on like working with dragon energy, let me know. We can also do that. But yeah. All right. If you're looking for a soulmate reading or a longer in-depth reading, personal reading, helping you clear through your limiting beliefs, your blocks, your stories. If you are interested in my group program to work on raising your vibration, healing your emotions, healing your past, let me know. This is all coming to fruition in my own next 6 months. But yeah, if you do want a personal reading or anything like that, please get in touch with me and I would love to set that up with you. Otherwise, I hope to see you next time. I hope you like, subscribe, comment, and I will talk to you later. Bye. Hello, my pile number 3s. Welcome. How are you doing? This is like, there is such a calm, grounding presence with this pile. Like, the other 2 piles were very like, woo. And I just got in here and I'm just like, ah. Like, I feel like you were just like, take a load off. Set it off to the side. It's okay. We can wait a minute. So let's see what you're doing over the next 6 months. What's coming in for you? Yeah, that makes sense. Wisdom, because you're little smarty pantses. Okay, you've got wisdom. You've also got the pre-night here. So heart chakra. I'm also picking up astral realm. I'm also picking up like Akashic records. I'm also picking up like alien energy, starseed energy. Just like, it's so funny with wisdom here, but like there's some deep like you know some stuff. Like you've been around the block a couple of times. This is so funny. On a Wednesday with a waxing moon, let wisdom come and be renewed. I'm filming this on a Wednesday. Anyways, there's like, I don't know why you're here because I feel like you know all the secrets of the universe. Like, I don't even need to tell you anything. But what's coming in for the next 6 months? Because I do feel like this is also like, you're like, nah, I just want to know that I already know what I know. So just like confirm what I know. So what are we confirming for you? Okay, so you have got Nemetona, Safe Space. I absolutely love this card so much. Like, oh my god. I also am picking up massive Druid, Celtic, Scottish, not fully Avalon energy. There is also an Avalon card in this deck, but definitely like Druid, Celtic, a little bit of like Elven for some of you. And yeah, like the Scottish, but also like Great Britain, energy just coming through. So you might be like tapping into your ancestors. You might be creating that safe space for healing. Yeah, there's just something going on here with like ancient knowledge, ancient wisdom, ancient civilization. So if you're interested in any of those, like go off, research your little hearts out. You've also got Mother Mary, emotional healing. Yeah, this is also that calming presence that you guys had. Like I was like, oh, just like release this load. So yeah, you have some definite like, love it. You've got sexual wisdom, Kodesh, I might be saying that wrong. Adash, I don't know if the Q is silent or not. But you have some definite, like, I feel like this group, like, I think I said this already, but, like, you've been around the block a couple times. Like, you have definitely, you also want this up here, so we'll just, like, pop that up there. You have definitely, like, had this, like, energy of, like, this isn't, like, you're not just diving into, like, healing for the first time. Like, you've healed, and 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 you're healing, and you've now sort of come to this point where you're like, oh, healing's my life purpose. Like, I'm always going to be healing, but I also have multiple life purposes. So, yes, I can heal, but I can also make money while I heal. I can also have love while I heal. I can also have success, and joy, and happiness, and bliss, and pleasure, and I can also teach other people. Like, you're no longer in this thing of, like, I'm always healing and it's a crisis. You're like, I'm healing and it's fun. I'm healing and it's good. I'm healing and it's joyful. You're also going through this, like, sexual healing, sexual awakening. You're realizing that, like, your sensuality, your sexuality can heal. Oh, and that's so funny. Sexual wisdom. You also had wisdom. Yeah, like, you're just pulling in, like, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime of healing into this lifetime. You're, like, pulling in all your knowledge, all of your wisdom. I need a different tarot deck for you guys. You're like, I don't want that card that the card deck you were using earlier. You're like, we want our own. Okay. We are going, like, old school, Rider-Waite-Smith. This isn't the original. This is, like, a remastered version, but it's still the closest that I have that I use to the original Rider-Waite. Okay. So, next 6 months. For my pile number 3s, the cat hair all of a sudden. Pile number 3s. All right, you have got your Queen of Pentacles. You've got your little rabbit in the corner. You've got your little, the bull. You've also just, like, this, I don't know why I'm, like, pulling out the symbolism. Probably because you search up symbolism. Like, you, again, the wisdom, the knowing, the knowledge, like, you're like, I want to see all the little tiny symbols. I want to see all the little tiny pieces. You've also got the 6 of Swords. That is not 6 of Swords, Laura. That is 7 of Wands. Why did I say 6 of Swords? 6 of Swords is not here, but okay. You have got 7 of Wands. You have got the 9 of Wands. And you also have the 2 of Cups. Okay? This is also really funny. Like, this is not the type of spread that we had for the other decks. You're like, no, I want these cards in these positions in these areas. Like, this is how it's going. I actually feel like these should be over here because this is more of, like, where I go, like, from here to here. But apparently you're going backwards. Apparently we're going, like, right to left instead of left to right. But this is also sort of your energy. Is like, you do things differently. You do things out of order. You do things, like, not the way that other people would do them. Okay? So, what are we talking about here? I'm very curious why these two came out, because, like, I don't actually feel like, I'm like, bye, throw them away. Like, they don't feel like they fully resonate with the energy or the reading that I'm getting. So, but they want to be over here. This is really interesting because, yeah, I'm not getting, like, I can tell you what these cards are. Like, I can be like, yeah, this is it, but it's like, it doesn't feel like it applies. And it's, I don't know. I'm going to let these sit here for a minute because I feel like they will reveal themselves in a second. I'm going to focus over here. I also want, I feel like, again, you sort of want, like, the whole picture before I dive into it. So hold on. What else are we going for? Okay. What else? 6 months. Thank you. 6 months. Thank you. 6 months. Thank you. 6 months. Thank you. Okay, that was a lot, but that felt like what it had to be. Okay, so for the next 6 months, you've got glamour. You have organization. You have letting go. And you have success. Okay, so here we go. Also, the fact that this is how you want them displayed is how you want them displayed, and I'm just going to let it go. Let it be how it wants to be. Okay. So, this is very, again, I want to flip it because I feel like this is the future and this is the past. And to me, the past should be over here and the future, like, it should be like what you're moving towards, right? Like left to right, you're moving towards it. But for whatever reason, it wants to go this way. And I'm like, it's messing with my flow because you're going this way. So you also might be feeling like you're doing a lot of things backwards. Okay. So for example, if you've met someone new, you might be the like relationship type of person, right? Like you might be like, I want a relationship and all this kind of stuff. I don't do friends with benefits. But then suddenly you find yourself in this like friends with benefits situation and you're like, what? This is not me. But you're totally okay with it and everything feels really, really right. And you're like, I thought I'd be fighting this, but I'm going to lean into it. Like I thought I'd be going at this alone, but I'm going to let myself have this because this is what I want right now. And I feel like there's almost this relationship that's coming through that's going to have a lot of this like sexual wisdom, sexual healing. You're going to learn from it. This may or may not, this is like a soulmate card, but like I'm not necessarily getting that like it's your forever person, but I do feel like there's someone coming through who's going to teach you a lot about yourself, okay? It's going to teach you, and this is also why it's right next to the letting go, because when this relationship is over, let it go because it's going to bring in something better, okay? This is where you're sort of getting this 9 of Wands energy because it's kind of like, I almost feel like, yeah, you're going through, it might, over the next 6 months, this isn't like a warning or anything like that, but there might be a little bit of that, like you've gone through the ringer and you're kind of like, okay, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, like I just, you met someone, everything was going great, you were having all these like sexual healing, sexual awakening, sexual like learnings, but now suddenly it's over, suddenly it's done, and you're like, whoa, what just happened? Like, again, why do I have to go through healing and healing and healing and healing to gain this wisdom? Like, I want to learn the lesson and be happy and have love. You are leading towards success, okay? And there is this glamour magic here, so you're having a glow up, okay? You're having this, like, transition into feeling your most beautiful, feeling your most put together, feeling your most organized. And all of this does come, I do believe, with this breakup or with this shift in energy. Now, for those of you who are single and you have been single forever, or you're not looking for a relationship, or you're in like a long-term relationship and you're like, we're married, there's no way we're breaking up. This can also be a like breakup relationship with yourself. Okay, like this is the releasing of the old identity and stepping into the new. And that's also where this Queen of Pentacles energy is coming in here. There's also a lot of like abundance, fertility energy coming through. You might be seeing rabbits like crazy. I've been seeing rabbits like crazy. So it's like, yeah, there's a lot of, you're moving into the success energy, okay? You're moving into this like, success that's true, belongs to me, success with honor, integrity. And I also hear the word dignity. So it's like you're bringing in that success and that honor, and you're bringing in, I do feel like you're bringing in that wealth, you're bringing in that money. But you're creating this safe space for yourself so that you can have that safety in your sexuality and your sensuality. You're bringing in that safety so you can have the money and have the success. Part of that is looking beyond the glamour, looking beyond the illusions, looking into the truth of the situation as well, okay? So this is like moving beyond those like perceptions or those perceived the illusions, looking through the illusions and seeing what's true for you, okay? And this is where this wisdom is also coming in. And part of this is in your planning, in your purpose, in your organization, in the understanding of what you want, the clarity of what you want, the intention behind what you want. I need another card deck. Just hold on just a sec here. I don't know. I have like 100 card decks and yet none of them want to come forward all of a sudden. We're going to go with the emotions. But yeah, it's figuring out and getting clear on that bigger vision. And I can hear you right now going, but that's why I clicked on this reading, to get clear on my vision. So let's get clear on the emotions that you are going to be releasing. Okay, so the feelings of being suppressed, you're going to be having your awakening. And I said that with the sexuality, right? Like the sexual wisdom is you're having this sort of like this spiritual awakening, this sexual awakening, okay? You're bringing in these relationships that are awakening your desires, awakening your wants and your needs, and you're being satisfied, you're being satiated. You're moving from hopeless into hope, okay? So yeah, bringing in that energy of hope, this renewed sense of pleasure, this renewed sense of like, I can have everything that I want. I can have multiple partners and we can all be okay with it. I can have the relationship that I want and the friendships that I want. Like, I don't, like, let's say that you like have this like one friend or like this one ex that maybe has now shifted into a friendship, and you're like, okay, well, if I want to move into this new relationship, I have to release this. You don't. There are going to be those relationships that you do have to let go of, but there are also going to be these opportunities of realizing this realm of possibility of like, I can have it all. 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 Yeah, you're moving, what is that? Solemn to optimistic. So yeah, moving out of that, like, I can't have this, this is set in stone, to I can have it all. 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 I'm also laughing because I'm totally thinking of a friend of mine right now. And I'm like, if they pick this pile, I am going to laugh my head off because I almost feel like this is a private reading just for them. It is also for everybody else, but I'm totally sitting here going like, you're picking this pile. I know you are. Because I'm just laughing. They also often pick pile 3, but I never do the readings with like the point of view of like, this is for them. But I'm just like, if you pick this pile, I'm going to laugh my ass off because this is so appropriate for you and I didn't even mean for it to be. Yeah, there's a huge ego death that's happening. You are having this rebirth. You are getting rid of like that letting go. You're getting rid of all those like preconceived notions of what society is and how the world is and like who you have to be to have happiness. And you're like, no, you're creating a whole new world for yourself. Don't let your ego and your fears stop you from killing off the old version of you, okay? In writing, there is this like saying, this term of like, kill your darlings. And this is like, I heard that in my head, like, kill your darlings. It's like, kill off, the old belief systems, right? Oh, this is why you wanted, a new deck, because so like this card and this card had already appeared in the other deck, so you wouldn't have had them because I like set them off to the side. So it's like, yeah, you needed these, which is why you wanted a brand new deck, and you also just wanted to be original. But yeah, like, don't let your ego or your fears, I don't think YouTube's gonna like this picture very much, so we'll just pop that over there. Don't let your egos or your fears keep you constricted into what life or lifestyle you think you can have, okay? Everything coming to work together. All your teams, all your spirit guides, all of your ancestors, all of your everything are coming together to create this safe space for you, to create this emotional healing, to create this sexual awakening. Let it happen. Stop fighting it. Yeah. You have more options than you can possibly handle. Okay? This is another thing too, though. Don't get so like, oh, I have all these options, I don't have to choose. If you don't choose, they will leave. So don't just be like, oh, I can just like there is this level of urgency of like, okay, hold on, let me put this down. Okay, do I want this floating blue head? No? Okay, goodbye. Do I want this little, like, spirit ghost? Okay, no, bye. Do I want the snake? Oh, you know what, the snake? I do. I want the snake. Keep the snake. Okay, do I want this castle? Yeah, you know what, I want the castle. Do I want this, like, bubblegum looking jewels? Yeah, I want the bubblegum looking jewels. Do I want the laurel leaf? You know what? Yeah, you know what, I want it. The green dragon? No, green dragon. No, I don't want a green dragon. I want a blue dragon. Bam, done. But, like, let go of what you don't want and keep what you do want, okay? Have this, like, don't just be like, I'm going to take all of it, because, again, you can have it all, but sit here and be like, do I actually want that or do I not want that? Okay? Like, it's like, do I actually want this green dragon? Some of you are like, yes. Some of you are like, no. Okay, do I want the blue castle? Some of you are like, no, I want a red castle. I want a cottage in the woods. I want a whatever, right? Or like, maybe you don't want the red orange snake. Like, maybe you want, I don't know, like, maybe you want a bookstore instead. But it's like, in these things, it's like, you can have it all, but look at the options and ask if you actually want all of those options, and then let go of the ones that you don't want. Because what's happening is right now, you're not making any decisions. You're not defining anything. You're not choosing anything. You're just kind of like play-setting and trying to make everybody else around you happy. And it's like, no, make your choices and then stick with it. You've also got the Emperor, okay? So there's some massive like divine masculine energy here. And you're like, where did that card just come from? Well, I was picking this one up and that flew off of the other deck. So you took it. So you may also be like the divine masculine energy, or you might be attracting in that divine masculine energy. But there's also this thing of like having those structures and having those foundations. And I've talked about this through every single reading because apparently it's like a very prominent energy right now. But like over the next 6 months, build the foundation for the life that you want. Okay, that is what we are all being called to do. But like, that's how you get your success. That's the fucking organization that we were just talking about. It's like bringing in that structure, bringing in those foundations. Okay. Remember when this reading was like super calm and chill? Yeah, that's gone. Okay, so you've got the Page of Cups, you've got surprises happening, and oh my god, this is why you wanted this card deck, is because, again, this card had already come out for a different pile, so we didn't have it available for you. Yeah, there's some stuff that you're leaving behind. You don't have to burn bridges, you don't have to, like, cut everybody off to step into this, it's like, to have this rebirth, you don't have to murder everybody else. But you can say, hey, I'm going to take some time to myself. Hey, I'm going to take a few months away from everything. I'm going to really focus on myself for the next 6 months. Okay, you will be surprised by how quickly things change when you like dedicate to just like having the most successful 6 months ever. Oh, that is so, wait, yeah. I was like, you had this, didn't you? Okay, so you have the Queen of Pentacles. You also have the King of Pentacles. Okay, okay. So, and you've also got the Three of Wands, and you've also got the Two of Swords. Did I not mention the Two of Swords earlier? No, I mentioned the Six of Swords. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Okay, so, there's like 5 different things popping in my head. Talking about options coming through, you've got like all the thoughts coming through. Okay, so, these 2 cards right here, there are some things that you don't see right now. You're not meant to see them yet, but you need to slice through the illusions, make your choices, but leave space for surprises. Okay? So there are some things that you are not going to know are coming yet, and you're not allowed to know that they are coming yet, because they're not coming until you make some choices. But you're not going to be able to see it. But this is where you have to sink into like your intuition and be like, okay, do I want this pile of gold? I think you do, because you got both the kings here, but it's okay. So you're going to choose the pile of gold, okay? You're going to leave behind the floating head. You don't need it. We're going to look at the floating head as like your negative thought patterns. For whatever reason, that's what's coming through. So you're like, you know what? I'm going to trade in my negative thought patterns for positive thought patterns and get my gold, get my riches, get my bubble gum falling from the sky. I just heard that like raindrops. No, not that's some Sound of Music. What's that like? If all the da was bubble gum, some. It's a children's song. If you know it, drop it down in the comments. It's like it's raining bubble gum or something. What is that song? I can hear it in my head, but when I try and sing it, it's not coming out. But that doesn't matter. Anyways, not a singer, it's okay. But anyways, this is where it's coming through, right? So it's like, now that you've decided, like, I'm cutting this one off, I'm letting that one go. This is like, again, you're cutting through it, which will then bring in new surprises. Okay, are you following along? Is it making sense? Am I making any sense at all right now? I have no idea. But you also have to be patient. Let your ships arrive. Also, this is the thing too. It's like you're sending your ships out. So like once you're like, okay, this is what I want. You're sending your intention out into the world. You're sending it out. You're sending your ships off to sea. And then you have to allow, that's the action taking, right? Like you're taking the action. And then you have to like chill. You have to like sit back. You have to be like, I'm going to stand here on my beautiful cliff in front of my blue castle, because apparently in my mind you have a blue castle. And I'm just going to stand in front of my palace. And I'm going to allow those ships to then bring me back what I'm asking for. I'm not going to pace back and forth being like, where is it? 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 You're not going to wear yourself out. You're not going to fight an invisible enemy that's not actually there. You're just going to wait. You're just going to chill. You're going to be like, yo, I've got surprises coming. I've got that like divine union of money happening. I got that new self coming through, that new creation, okay? You're going to wait. You're going to sit back. You're going to allow all of this to like come through. You're going to move out of the hopelessness into the hope. You're going to have it come through. You're going to allow everything that you're organizing to come. You're going to let the success come. You're going to let go of what needs to be let go. Are you getting the drift here? Are you understanding? Is this making sense? Okay. While you're waiting, she, he, whoever's listening, while you're waiting, what are we doing? How are we taking care of ourselves? Because I do feel like you need to take care of yourself. How are we taking care of ourselves? Positive affirmations, people. Positive affirmations. What is this voice that I'm suddenly using? Positive affirmations, right? Oh my god, this was so funny. Remember, I said this is like your limiting beliefs, and we're swapping those in for positive affirmations. Hold on. Do we have a positive affirmation thing somewhere? Come on, I got a million card decks. Give me a card deck that has positive affirmations. Give me an affirmation deck. Where are my affirmation decks? Am I just gonna have to like ad-lib this on like the spot and just make something up for you? Probably. Oh my gosh. So demanding. Okay. Alright. Give me some inspiration. Give me some inspiration. Give me some inspiration. Okay, you've also got Tibetan bowl, so like sound healing. And protection cloak. Okay, so protection cloak. I am safe and protected. There you go, affirmation. I am safe and protected. I release all of my old cycles. I release all of my old energy. I release anything that is stopping me from calling in the wealth and the abundance that I am asking for. I release anything that is stuck in my vibrational frequency. I open up and release the portals to my energy centers. I open those up and bring in the desires that I have, the desires that I desire, and allow myself to receive those. Instead of suppressing my desires, I allow myself to unlock and open up to my true desires, to my true emotional healing, to my sexual wisdom, to my organization, to my highest glow up of self. I allow myself to be hopeful. I allow myself to receive success. You've also, oh my god, the owls. Look at this. You had the wisdom, right? Now you have silver flame. So I allow myself to call on the silver flame of wisdom and success and joy and education and learning. And I allow myself to integrate all of the wisdom, knowledge, and healing energy that I have been accumulating over the past 6 months and the current future months that are coming up. I allow myself to integrate that easily now. I allow myself to activate my divine masculine energy so that I can take action. I also activate my divine feminine so I can flow and be in essence and be in joy and be in love. The pointed hexagonal prism. I allow myself to be enveloped in the pointed hexagonal prism, this beautiful red, orange, yellow light, this purple light, this indigo violet flame of energy surrounds me now and charges me up with all of the energy and all of the healing that I need to go through so that I can move into the next 6 months with ease, joy, and effortless. I am surrounded by a bed of light. I allow salt to cleanse my energy and my aura. I allow the wand of power to activate on my desires, to activate on my sacred essence and joy of bliss, joy, glory, and happiness. My ancestors are stepping forward to allow me to move through this energy, into this energy, to activate and heal anywhere that I am currently playing out any old patterns, any old structures or foundations that keep me stuck, that keep me suppressed, that keep me in this hopeless loop of never letting go. I allow all of that that to be cleansed, cleared, and released now so that I can heal from that. I can move forward and I can let go so that I can step into my most abundant, beautiful, satisfied self. All right, that's how we do. I kind of feel like that's the end of it. I kind of feel like that's the end of it. All right. If you have any questions or you want a personal private reading or anything like that, if you do want any help clearing through any of these limiting beliefs and you want to book a session with me, by all means, please do. If you want to book an energy healing session with me, please let me know and we will do that as well. Or if you want a deeper card reading, we can always book that as well. Otherwise, if you want to leave a like or a comment or subscribe or share this video with someone that you think would benefit from it, that means so much to me, and it really, really does help me out and support the channel. If you also want to support this channel in any way, there is also a donation link down below that you can use as well. I appreciate every little bit. It does really help and helps me to make more of these videos for you. I send you so much love, and come back in 6 months. Let me know what happened. Let me know if any of this helped or resonated or allowed you to move through. Sending you so much love. I will talk to you later. Mwah. Bye.